Hi, got Lily here. We're back. This is November the 21st, 2011, and we're doing our lesson on blessings and curse, why we're sick, why we're well, why we're healthy, why we're blessed. And we started off with I am that I am, God. That's what God said to call him. And now we're in Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter. And we're going to start with the 28th chapter. I'm not going to read the whole thing. You can go back and read it later. I'm bringing out the main points that I want you to really pay attention to. And it said, it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe and to do all the commandments which I command thee this day, that the Lord God thy God will set thee on high above all nations of the earth. And all the blessings shall come on thee and overtake thee, if thou shalt hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God. Blessed shall thy be in the city, blessed shall thy be in the field. Blessed shall thy be the fruit of thy body. That's what keeps you well, the fruit of your body. And blessed shall thy be the fruit of the ground, the fruit of the cattle, and increase of thy kind, the flock of thy sheep. Blessed shall thy be thy basket in thy store. Blessed shall thou be when thou comest in. Blessed shall thou be when thou go out. You'll be blessed when you're born. You'll be blessed when you leave here. And the Lord shall cause their enemies to rise up against thee, to be smitten before thy face. They shall come out against thee one way and flee seven ways. In other words, when you really, really obey God and that become one with God, that's what he's talking about, becoming one with him, then you're safe. Your enemies will rise up against you and flee 7 times. And flee before thee 7 ways. And the Lord shall command the blessing upon thee in thy storehouses, and all that thou put thy hand unto, and he shall bless thee in the land which the Lord hath given thee, and the Lord shall establish thee a holy people unto him himself, as he has sworn unto thee, if thou shalt keep thy commandment of the Lord thy God, and walk in his ways. That means have the mind of Christ. And all the people of the earth shall see that thou art called by the name of the Lord, and that they shall be afraid of thee. They will be scared to mess with you. See, Satan fear God. And when you have God and walking with God, Satan will fear you. Now he'll challenge you like he did Jesus, but he'll fear you. He'll be afraid of you. And the Lord shall make thee plenteous in goods, and in the fruit of thy body, and the fruit of thy cattle, and the fruit of thy ground, and the fruit of the land which thou, Lord, hast sworn unto the fathers to give thee. And the Lord shall open unto thee his good treasures, the heaven, to give the rain unto thy land in the season, and to bless all the work of thy hand. He will bless everything you do with your hand. Your mind controls all of that. Thou shalt lend unto many nations, and thou shalt not borrow. This is what America used to be. Now, I think we better look at China, because they don't want to lend it to everybody. And so they're the blessed to lend to nations. And the Lord shall make thee the head and not the tail, and thou shalt be above only, and thou shalt not be beneath, if thou shalt hearken to the commandments of the Lord thy God, which I command thee this day to observe and to do them. And thou shalt not go aside from any of the words which I command thee this day, to the right nor to the left, or go after other gods to serve them. You are not supposed to go after other gods. That's the reason why the Bible said that there's more gods, but there's only one that you're supposed to serve, and that's your Creator, the one that you're supposed to be one with. You cannot be one with a statue. You cannot be one with all other kind of stuff that we've been taught. You only can be one with your Creator, that Spirit is in you. But now, if you don't hearken to the voice of the Lord thy God, this is what happens to you. Oh, and the music that we're listening to, that is called Spirit, God gave that to me. I wrote it and I'm playing it. Merv Kim is doing the keyboard, the melody of the keyboard. The rest of it I played with the Spirit of God, of course. But, okay, now, if you don't obey, this is your curse. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken to the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe and to do his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses will come upon thee and overtake thee. And this is why people are getting sick and all kind of stuff happening, because they're cursed. And they was cursed already, because sometimes you're born into that, because you don't obey in the last life. Cursed shall thou be in the city, cursed shall thou be in the field, cursed shall thy basket and thy storehouse. In other words, you ain't gonna have enough to eat. You're gonna be poor. You're gonna be hungry. You're gonna be cursed everywhere you go. You're gonna be the one down. Cursed shall be the fruit of thy body, the fruit of thy land, increase of thy kind, the flock of thy sheep. Cursed shall thou be when thou comest in. Cursed shall thou be when thou goest out. The Lord shall send upon thee cursing, vexation, and rebuke. Vexation is being mad all the time and upset about something. And rebuke. In all that thou settest thy hand unto for to do, until thou be destroyed, until thou perish quickly. And that's why you see people getting shot and killed and dying early, because of the weakness of thy doings, whereby thou shalt forsake me. And the Lord shall make the pestilence cleave unto thee, until he has consumed thee off the face of the earth, whether thou goest to possess it. The Lord shall smite thee with a consumption, that is like the tuberculosis, and with a fever, that's like, well, you know what fevers are, and all the diseases that causes fever, all the sicknesses. And with the inflammation, that's, inflammation, that's like, what do we call it, bronchitis, or infections. And with extreme burning, that's cancer. And with the sword and the blasting, that's with gunshots, knives, whatever like that. And with mildew, that's when your body starts to rot and decay. And they shall perish you, or like gout and stuff like that. And they shall pursue thee until thou perish. All these sickness is going to come upon you. And thy heaven that is over thy head will be brass, and the earth under the feet will be iron. In other words, you can't move. You're just stuck on a certain level, can't go nowhere. And the Lord shall make rain of thy land powder and dust, and haven shall it come down upon thee, until thou shalt be destroyed. And the Lord shall curse thee to be smitten before thy enemies, and shall go out. They shall go out one way against thee, and flee 7 ways before thee, and shall be removed into all the kingdoms of the earth. So your enemies will be able to smith you and do all kinds of stuff to you. And the carcass shall be meat to the fowls. And you're going to be left in the street, and the carcass is going to be meat to the fowl. And the Lord will smith thee with the botch of Egypt, and the hemorrhoids, and the scabs, and the itch, and thou cannot be healed. All these things. And thou shalt smith thee with madness, and blindness, and astonishment of heart. That's heart attacks. And thou shalt grope at noonday, and bind groping in darkness, and thou shalt not prosper in thy ways, and thou shalt be obsessed and spoiled evermore, and no man shall save thee. Thou shalt betroth a wife, and another man shall lie with her. And thou shalt build a house, and another man gonna stay in it. Thou shalt plant a vineyard, and now gather the grapes. Thou shalt be slain before thy eyes, and thou shalt not eat thereof. The ass shall be violently taken away from before thy face, and shall not restore thee. Wow, this is really, really, really something. And I'm going to ask you to go ahead and read that, because it sounds too much like the black people that came in slavery, because we didn't follow God. And since black people were first, that sounds like what happened to us. So now what I'm trying to do is tell you to get back to what you're supposed to be doing. Get back to God. Get back to serving Him one-on-one. Let God be in you. Sounds like America go end up in that shape too. So now we, as Americans, period, not just black people, Americans need to start serving God. We need to be one-on-one with God. All of our people that's running our country is going to cause all this to happen to us because of their way and their wicked ways. So for some reason, the Bible always can predict the future. And I don't know nobody that can say this Bible didn't do that. All the way through it. It's still predicting what's happening to us now. So we'll be right back, because that's kind of shaking to me. I had to get off of that for a minute.